Good morning, guys. So today or this morning we are gonna, fingers crossed, the live stream stays in today. So I'm just gonna add, and we are gonna continue yesterday's interview with Rach. So, hello, Rach. How are you?
Hello, David.
I see you've moved locations in your apartment. Yesterday you were by the couch. Today by your new desk.
Well, I thought, it might have been a connection on my end, so I thought I'd better move.
Have you still got the plate weights on the desk?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Brilliant.
Doing weights while working.
So, Rach, what we'll do is, fingers crossed, it doesn't break. Guys, we're going to be taking questions in the last, hello, Cole, how are you?
Hi, Cole.
We'll be taking questions in the last couple of minutes. So if you've got them, Cole Walker, you are in charge of grabbing the good questions and texting them to me. Okay? So, Rach, give us a quick little back view of who you are, where you're from, and who you play for. All right, Cole, coffee would be nice.
That reminded me of that thing. What was it? It was Cilla Black.
blind date.
What's your name and where do you come from?
Blind date, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm Rachel. I'm from a small town in England called Harrogate, from the north of England, as Dave likes to take the mick out of. But yeah, from a little town in Harrogate, called Harrogate in England, and now I'm living in Houston.
Awesome. So you play for the Houston Dash and you play for the England national team. Just thought I'd put that in there because you didn't. So I've got a few questions for you. Yesterday we went through your background and everything. No one needs to know that you were brought up in the caves of northern England with no vehicles and you had to go out hunting for food because you're from the north, but we won't get into that. So
finished or?
Have
you finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have some good questions for you. And I haven't told you these questions because I want a genuine reaction, right? So the first one is you got drafted to the Houston Dash, correct? That was your first pro team.
Yeah.
Why have you stayed with them? Because in this league, everyone tends to bounce around, and you've stayed with them throughout the course, and I'm intrigued why.
Yeah, for me, I think Houston has a really good culture. I think the community here is brilliant.
Stop reading it. I read it. Stop reading it.
Yeah, the fans here are brilliant. The people here are great. And for me, it's been a bit of a challenging time because we've had different coaches every year. Apart from this year and the past year, I think James has obviously come in and he's been the most consistent thing we've had, I think, in a while. And I've built a good relationship with him. I think he's a really good coach. He's a really good guy. And, I think there's been times, don't get me wrong, where I've thought about leaving, even to go home and play and overseas and had good opportunities. But for me, I'm a very loyal person. I pride myself in loyalty. And I think that remaining with the club and having that consistent aspect of your life with football is a key part for me personally, because I don't like that much change. So yeah, I think it's been the one constant for me that I've actually really valued, and I do like Houston as a whole, and I think the club's, the values that the clubs hold is outstanding, and I think we've maybe not got the rep that we deserve, because I think it's a very good club to be at, very professional organisation, and I think that's something that gets overlooked in this league especially.
Well, I think with Houston especially, there have been problems in the past, but they fixed them now, right? I know, you loved Randy, and I thought Randy did a great job, and then there was a couple of years of it just didn't work, did it? Right? It didn't work, and I feel like Houston Dash kind of got a bad rep from players, whether it was players not wanting to go there. But they're all wrong, because now it's on the way up. The facilities they're arguably the best in the league. The way the apartments and everything, and obviously the coaching staff now as well is consistent, which is awesome. And they've got a fantastic ownership group. Hello, Philip. So Did you have something to say, Rachel?
I didn't. I'm reading the questions and they're making me
Remember,
laugh.
Rachel, I am the interviewer. Okay? Okay, now this is a good one. Who
Like I'm just getting
is...
told off at school then.
You
I'll just
are.
face the naughty corner.
You're still talking. Get in the corner. Who is the... Can you go and get Dexy, please? People are asking for the dog.
She's asleep though.
You'll wake her up then. Oh, bless her. Don't wake her up.
No, I'll wake her up.
Okay, so who is the most underrated player you've ever played against?
Oh.
Against. The next question is with. But this one, who's the most underrated player you've ever played against?
That's a tough one.
That's why I asked it.
Underrated player I've played against. I don't know. Come back to that one. Okay. I wasn't prepared.
Who is the most underrated player you've played with?
I'm trying to think who I've played with. That's really tough. I don't know.
See, with them, I always thought Amber Brooks was underrated as a centre back.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think, you know, the effort and the hard work that she puts in. Amber's a great leader as well, and I think that gets overlooked sometimes. I think with Amber is, you know, she's very like what you see, what you get, and I think that gets overlooked, and that's underrated as a value in a person and as a player. So yeah, she'd probably be up there with that. Yeah, shout out.
And she can spray the ball around as well. I like Amber,
yeah.
And she's just got a new dog.
Yeah, Henley Rover, come on over.
Beautiful dog.
Shout
out. Okay, so we're going to come back to the most underrated player you played.
Yeah, let's not come back.
Or we'll just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, what can you do on the field when you're just not playing well?
I think for me, I just hit the reset button. I think about, you know, what I bring to the game and what I can do that's sort of simplify. You know, if you're having a bad game, you don't want to overcomplicate anything. It's the worst thing you can do. You know, you want to enjoy the game. You want to be free flowing. So I think just resetting yourself and just making sure your next pass is a simple one. You know, some people try and, I think, you know, I've done it 100%. You try and force the next pass, or you're trying to make your next pass a worldie, and that's not the right thing to do, because at the end of the day, if that doesn't come off, and the chances of that coming off when you're having a bad game is way slimmer than it would be if you just, you know, connect your next few passes and just sort of think to yourself why you're there and what you bring to the game that can impact a game when you're having a good game.
Yeah, because that's one thing, especially with like younger players and pros, to be fair. So like, once you get in your head, it's so hard to get out in it.
Yeah. 100%.
And you're right, like if you just focus on just doing the next few motions well, it's fixes. But it's again, it's like technical stuff, right? You've got to repeat to get that in order. Now, I do have a fantastic question from my friend Cole Walker. Cole is the face of soccer.com online on Instagram. He's very good. But all right, Dex. So, is there a rivalry between the English national team and the US?
Yeah, I think it's a very healthy rivalry, though. I think they're currently the best in the world, and they've built that reputation up from a long history of success. And I think that, you know, I think when you're playing against the top teams, you always want to beat everyone, right? But when you're playing against the top teams, you want to show that you're the best. You want to prove that you're the best. And, you know, they always give us such a good game, and it's such a physical game, such a technical, tactical game. I think when we play them, it meshed together. I think we bring two unbelievable teams. But yeah, I think there's that underlying rivalry. Of course there is. I think that's always going to be the case with the top teams. And, you know, I think if you don't have that, then it's not going to be the game. The outcome isn't ever going to be the way you want it to be anyway. And I think the semi-final of the World Cup was a true reflection of that.
Yeah. Are you mad at me that in my office, which I'm not allowed to go to because we're on lockdown, I have a picture of Alex doing this?
Yeah, a little bit. No,
bit.
you know, it's, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and you know, it's something that will stay with me and obviously the England girls for the rest of our lives. And it's not a nice feeling to go out like that, but you know, I think it's a bit of motivation for us. And you know, Alex, fair play, she scored and did a celebration, and it is what it is. And you train her, and fair play.
How awkward. I was sat with your dad.
Very awkward.
Okay, next question. What drives you, Rachel Daly, to get up every day and go to training?
This, for me, it's what I've trained for my whole life, and this is where I've wanted to be. And if I ever had a dream job, it would be what I do today. So I don't think I need anything to drive me to go, probably apart from my car. But that was brilliant.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, I don't need any motivation to go to training. I love training. I love my team. I love, you know, I think these questions.
They're very good, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think I need any drive to go to training. It's me, and that's what I've wanted to do my whole life, and I've worked every single day to get there. So why would I need any motivation to go and do what I love?
That is a fantastic answer. Who on the Houston Dash, other than yourself, has the most banter?
Do you know what, right? It's very difficult for me because I haven't even met half of our team, because obviously when I came back from She Believes and the girls were in pre-season.
You can do it for last season's squad.
Last season, who had the most banter? I'm trying to go through everyone right now. That's a tough one. It's hard for me because I don't think people really understand my banter.
Okay, let me flip it to England then, to the English national team.
Me and Millie always.
Millie followed me on Twitter today. I don't know how I feel about it.
Why?
She's not as funny as me. So.
I thought you were going to say something because she's from the north, but it's all right.
No, love Northerners. They're fantastic.
Ask me some of the questions from the fans.
Okay, what is a bit of advice for a young player looking to follow in your footsteps?
Say that again. Sorry, I was reading another question. This one's a good one though. Go on, carry on.
What is a bit of advice you would give a young player who wants to follow in your footsteps?
Follow your dreams. I think for me, I just followed what I wanted to do in life. Again, I'm starting like just repeating myself, but I think for me, I followed my dreams and followed my heart, and even obstacles that got in my way, I made sure I got over them and made sure that I got to where I am because of my hard work and drive. And I think if you don't have a passion, you're never going to succeed. And this football was my passion, and becoming a professional footballer was my passion. And, you know, that drove me every single day.
Yeah. I tell players, like, there's going to be some days, right, when you wake up and you're just like, you're over it.
Yeah.
And those are the days that when you get up and actually do it, it might be the worst session of your life, but because you're actually doing it, that's when you know, like, you know that you want this, right?
Yeah.
So just drive through. I did see a good question, but I know you want to answer one.
Yeah, Nick, shout out. Who would play me in a movie of my life?
That was the question I was going to ask.
Great question.
Because I saw it, yeah.
Nick, shout out to Nick.
Nick Levitt.
I think who would play me? Male or female?
The girl from 90210, isn't it? What's her name?
Can't think now. What is her name? But I'd say Adam Sandler because he's funny and so am I.
Oh, you are?
Hilarious, mate.
When does that start?
What is her name?
Oh, no. You told me that people tell you look like her.
They do.
Yeah, that's why I always remembered it. Because I laughed. I was like...
Oh, no, it's going to drive me mad.
Does anybody know who we're talking about? She was in the reboot of 90210.
No, I'm Googling it now. 90210 cast. Ask me another question while I Google this.
4 players would make up your 5-a-side team.
Annalyn McCord.
Yeah, that's her. Wonder what she's doing now.
I'm not sure. Couldn't tell
Probably
you.
working in Hollister.
Maybe. 5-a-side men's.
Whatever. It's you and 4 others.
Like me and you.
Thanks.
I don't
That was pity, by the way, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Only your right foot, though.
I don't have a left.
Exactly. Get rid of it. This is tough. You let me come back to these ones.
Diego Maradona. Stick him up front.
There's too many. There's too many. I can't do 5-side. No.
Messi. Right, I'll go on the bench. Messi, both Ronaldos, and
I'll put
Maradona.
Messi. You can come in.
Yeah, I'll be sub. So Messi, both Ronaldos, and Maradona. I mean, there's not much defending going on, but who cares?
No one needs defended.
Okay. This is a good question. How are you spending your time stuck indoors?
TikTok, a lot of TikTok.
What is your TikTok handle?
At Rach Daly 3, not Rachel, Rach Daly 3.
Go and follow her. It's awesome.
Somebody just asked me, do we have drinking water in Harrogate? Yeah, just the finest Harrogate spa water. Just so you know. No, we can go on other major airlines in England, no problem. I am spending a lot of time with this little monster. She is awesome, and I don't think it would be half as fun without her. But yeah, just I've made a little home gym in my apartment, so I've been doing a lot of gym work. And
I know you got a Peloton, didn't you?
Yes.
And then it didn't work. Yeah. If anybody knows how to fix Pelotons, please tell Reg. Did you ever have a moment in your life when you realised that, yeah, I can actually make this football thing happen?
Okay, Reg, you can go down. I think probably when I started playing with the Leeds first team, I used to get called up quite a little bit when I was with the reserves or with the under-23s or whatever it was. I think it was reserves. And I started to see the players that I was playing with, Stu Smith and players like that. I think for me, growing up, they were like my idols. And then obviously with Lincoln, I was, playing alongside Casey Stoney and people like that. You grow up and you want to replicate and you want to be like them, and to have them next to you or in front of you or behind you, I think you sort of look around you and you're like, I can do this. They're encouraging me, and now I'm their teammate, and I was once just a little kid at the field watching them. So for me, I think that's when I realised, I was like, you know what, I can do this. Like, I'm competing with these, and I'm pushing them to get better, and they're pushing me to get better, and that's sort of what drove me then. Because obviously I was with the England youth teams, but I think being inside a first team and being with women at the time when I was just a girl, I think for me then I realised, I can actually do this. I can hang with them, and I think that was my realisation moment.
Another one, like kind of shooting off that one. Is there a player that you played with or against and you were a little bit starstruck? You're like, I'm on the same field as her.
I think that happened a few times. I think for England, it was with Kaz Carney. She's like a wizard on the ball. And, when I remember watching her in her debut for England, and I was like 10 or whatever. And, I think for me, then playing on the same team as them, same with Casey Stoney and Sue Smith. Again, it's like those type of players that you're playing with, and, you're looking next to them, and if you're messing up, they're screaming at you, but also encouraging you so much when you do things right. And, if you're making a mistake, they teach you and they guide you. And I think that's a little bit underrated. I think that actual aspect of football nowadays, I think, the experience that the senior players had at that point was just phenomenal, and the work that they put in to get us to where we are now. And I think for me that those were the type of players where you were just like, I was petrified to make a mistake, but then also I just wanted to impress them. And I think that's something that I learned a lot when I was younger, growing up with those players, because like I say, you just watch them on the TV all the time. You watch them. I used to go to Leeds games, or Leeds women's games, every weekend without fail. I'd beg my parents to take me. And then
I just read a question. Who would win in a fight, you or Millie?
Right, without question, it's obviously Millie. Obviously, I'd lose in a heartbeat.
Sorry. Okay.
Have you missed Bexy? She's been on this whole time, mate.
So this is a genuine question. I've read it. Who would win in a Peloton battle, me or you? And are you claiming it doesn't work because you're scared to face me?
Did you read that question, or did you just ask that question?
I read it.
No, you asked it.
I read it.
No, I think you are probably better than me at Peloton, but I would absolutely refrain from saying what I was going to say. But I would beat you in a race and have better stamina than you.
Okay. So, it's true. So far, but what is the best experience so far of your career?
The World Cup. I think, obviously, for me, that's been a dream of mine to go to a World Cup. I went to the Under-17s World Cup, but, you know, and as good as that was, there's nothing that competes to play at a senior level on the world's biggest stage. Again, highly disappointed with how it ended. And, you know, obviously, we just wanted to be in that final and win that final so badly. And that's, again, like I say, it's something that will stay with me forever. But the experience as a whole with those group of girls and staff, and it was such a whirlwind of a time, but it's amazing and an opportunity that I've worked my entire life for, and it's kind of, you know, repaid itself a little bit. I just remember playing, and especially it was against a Japan. I looked up in the national anthem, and you just look up all the fans, and the US game, it was incredible. Like, the stadiums were completely full, and you look around and you see your family in the stands, and you know that they've given you everything, every tool that they could have given you growing up to become this player. And that one moment, I think it's just a mindset switch, and you're just like, this is all for you. And, you know, it's just, I've just repaid you in that one 90-minute game or whatever. And to see me, for them, singing that national anthem and playing for my country at the highest level, I think is, you know, it's so rewarding. And that's just definitely something. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it. So I think that just shows what that means.
That game especially, right, against the US, like, it was incredible. The stadium and like the atmosphere was like buzzing around the ground. And, you know, then the ref didn't know what offside is, and, you know, it went the other way. So it was quite difficult it was difficult for me to enjoy it, honestly, because I am American and I am English.
You're not American.
I've been here for, you know, so many years, and I've worked with these players.
North American.
It was very hard. I have an American passport, Rachel.
Where were you born, David?
Huh?
Where were you born?
England.
You're English.
This is a fantastic question. Can you do an American accent?
Literally, ew, I can't. Ew.
Oh my God, that's so good.
That was awesome.
Oh my, why do we sound like we're from the
I
valley?
really don't know.
Oh yeah, we live in Sherman Oaks. Oh my God. Okay, who's the best keeper that you play against in the NWSL?
Played against Alyssa.
Alyssa Nair?
Yeah.
I think Alyssa Nair, criminally underrated.
When you said an underrated player, I probably would have put her in that category.
Yeah.
I think she's a very, very good goalkeeper. Difficult to play against.
Well, she's quiet off the field, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like she doesn't get like the plaudits that she would if she was like a more of a loud and brash character, you know. Can you do an impression of Alyssa Nair screaming at her defenders?
No.
That's my impression of Alyssa.
Wow.
Thanks. It's pretty good. Right, we're going to do 5 more questions. Netflix recommendations right now.
I'm currently watching Ozark.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet, so I'm actually quite into that. What else am I watching?
Have you watched Bank Heist?
No. I watched that Tiger King. That's weird.
It's Spanish. Bank Heist is Spanish, but it's really good. Tiger King was amazing.
Do you know what? The Stranger, fantastic.
Oh,
100% recommend. You need to watch that. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Okay.
I wish I could rewatch it, but I know what happens. It's kind of weird.
Okay, and let me find some questions here.
Steph.
If you missed it,
There you go. Yeah, the English game. I just saw somebody say that. That's actually really good. I really like that. You'd probably like that. I told you to watch that, Dave.
Yeah, I watched the first episode. I went into it. You know, I'm still stuck on Love Island. I'm on the last season of Love Island. The show I said I'd never watch.
Dave refused to watch Love Island with me, ever. He then watched all 5, 6 seasons in a week.
I'll put it on in the background whilst I'm doing work. Okay, guys, we've got 4 more questions. Top 2 training drills you can do during the lockdown.
Training drills.
Yeah, like footwork stuff, I guess, right? Because you're in the house.
Yeah, I think go on Dave's app, My Soccer Training, and that's what I use when I'm doing my training. Very simple drills to do inside, small spaces, and really good for your touch and the things that you need to work on, the fundamental footwork. So yeah, I would recommend his app, and I don't like to say it because his head's going to get larger than the pictures.
I am the most humble person ever.
But yeah, it's brilliant app. You should get it.
I was just saying that to the Queen the other day, how humble I am. That was a joke because.
See how far my eyes went back into my head?
I did. Okay. Let's have a look. Right, pick one more question, Rach.
I don't know.
Okay. So I'll pick whenever you want.
Yeah, go
Is that your
Since
chair?
you are the interviewer.
I am. I think I'm doing a good job as well. Okay, I'm looking for a good one.
Craig Lewis's fashion sense, 0.
What'd you say?
Who's funnier, me or Millie? No one. We're both the same. We're both funny.
They're both not funny. You know when like people aren't funny and they're both not funny and they get together and it's just so not funny it's funny? That's the daily dose of brightness.
All right, you're getting blocked.
Okay, so let's wrap it up with if there was one piece of advice you could give people during this time, what would it be?
That's tough. I think you just got to stay positive, as hard as it is. Reach out to people and stay connected as good as you can. I think obviously me and you FaceTime almost every day. You know, check in with your family and check in with your friends because it's a difficult time and it's a time that nobody's ever prepared for. But yeah, I think you just gotta stay, keep your mind strong, keep your body strong and physically fit, and I think that'll get you through every day. That's what I look forward to every day, and just, you know, get as much exercise in as you can, as safe as you can, and keep your distance from everyone. It's something that me and you are quite good at. Yeah,
this is normal for me. Okay, so thank you so much for coming on, Rach. Thanks, Steph McCaffrey, for consistently asking to see Dexy throughout the comments. Really appreciate it. We will try to do another one of these soon. Thank you for tuning in. Rach, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Thanks, guys.